everyone. This is Crystal Leave. We are Magic, and this is another podcast episode. I want to apologize for being absent. I've been going through a kind of a mental health crisis. And like I always tell you guys, your emotional health comes first. Because if your emotional health is not in alignment with what you're supposed to be, then you can't take care of anyone else, can you? Take care of yourself first so you can take care of others. There is random noises in the background. I've been hearing it all night. I've been hearing it for a couple days. It's a pow, and I'm just like, it's not a gunshot. What the heck is this noise I'm hearing all night long? But I digress. Just want to let you know what's going on. So I want to explain to you guys my story. I know I've talked about myself. I know I've shared things, but I have not really shared my health in detail. So I will be discussing Crohn's disease, which is an autoimmune disease that attacks your GI tract. It's very disgusting. And if this is not your vibe, you don't have to watch. But if you struggle with IBD or any type of inflammatory bowel disease or any type of dis-ease in your body, just know I see you and I get it. When I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease, I was in religion. It was in 1998. So I prayed and prayed and prayed and begged and begged. I did all the things. I read the Maker's Diet. I drank kefir. I did all the things that you could possibly think of. I eliminated pork. I eliminated like any type of unclean thing. And I progressively got worse and worse and worse. So when you're told you have a chronic illness that there is no cure, and we'll discuss, how this can manifest into your life and to avoid it. I accepted it as my cross that I had to bear, or the thorn in my flesh. When I say I full-heartedly just accepted it as, this is just who I have done so many wrong things in my life, and this is just me getting whooped by God. So I just accepted it. So imagine accepting this programming or dis-ease in my body, this invader, just accepting it as, it is a fact, and boom, we're done. So let's fast forward. So I was diagnosed in 1998. When I was diagnosed, I was 165 pounds. I had dropped to 145 pounds in 2 weeks. I was stuck on my couch. I was in excruciating pain. It was like one day I was healthy, and the next day I was not. It literally, there was no warning. There was no sign. I just ended up with it. Okay. So I came home one night from work, and I was sick. And again, TMI. It's going to be a lot of that going on, okay? I had diarrhea, like bad, excruciating pain, all the things. Went straight to the bathroom. And I was like, oh my God, I must be sick. I must have a stomach virus, except that stomach virus would not stop. It would not go away no matter what I did. Like I took Pepto-Bismol, I took pain pills, I was eating oatmeal, banana. I was doing everything to try to stop this explosive, painful, atrocious diarrhea that I was having. And I ended up in the emergency room because I was dehydrated. I couldn't even get off the couch. Like I was just miserable. I had a 3-year-old little boy at the time, by the way. Very Aries, very hyper, just out there wanting to play. Things that we used to do, I couldn't do anymore. He just sat there and watched me on the couch suffer. It's horrible. Poor Kevin. Well, anyway. My family took me to the emergency room, and they thought I had ulcerative colitis. And so that's when the doctor recommended me to another doctor, which recommended me to a GI doctor or a gastroenterologist, and I had the colonoscopy done. And back in the 90s when you had it done, you think the prep is bad now? Oh, please. The prep was really bad back then. You drank the seawater type stuff. It was just disgusting. It was gallons of it, and you just had to keep drinking it to cleanse yourself out. So anytime I have a prep like that, like I get dehydrated, I get really sick. It takes a while for me to recover from that. I had the colonoscopy done, and back then they didn't put you to sleep. They just gave you this drug that gave you an amnesia state or a twilight state to where you would forget what happened during that colonoscopy. So they need you awake so they can turn you around. Now, if you've ever had one done and you woke up out of it like I have, that is horrific. The things I've been through is ridiculous, the stuff I go through. But just know, I see you. So I remember seeing my intestines and how destroyed they were. And I heard Dr. Taskin, who was a gastroenterologist at the time, he was like, yes, that is Crohn's disease. And I was devastated because that little girl, Carol Ann, that's what she passed away from. She had a perforation in her bowel and she died during surgery. So I just knew about it through her. I had never heard of it before until this little girl. And I was devastated. So like I said, I first went into denial. And then I got sicker and sicker and sicker. The job I had, I couldn't afford the insurance because, the pharmaceutical industry here, big pharma is like big oil and big bank and big religion. They could care less if you live or die. So that's why I'm going to bring up the FDA. So the FDA approved Red 40 and still approves it, right? They still approve of it. They still allow it in our food. This is the Food and Drug Administration that's supposed to protect us, right? This is the same government organization that will say, well, we didn't approve that. There's not enough scientific research, but it's been healing other people for centuries, like Shilajit, which I'm taking religiously now, and I will take for the rest of my freaking days. This stuff has not only made me feel better, but it cleared the brain fog, and it also uplifted me to the point where it removed this looming depression that I've been under for the past 2 years. Like, it's just given me a new outlook of life. I love this stuff. I will always take it. If you want this, I will put a link in the description, and you can get it on a discount. And every purchase that you use with my link, I get a little cut back myself. So it's a blessing for all of us, right? So you get a discount and I get something from it too. But yeah, I love that stuff. And like I said, I'm going to take it for the rest of my days. And when you have programmed your life to accept a dis-ease or as a truth, as a fact, as a reality, and I've done this for over 20 years, by the way, it's not going to go away quickly, okay? It takes time. I have to reverse the programming that I added to it as well, not just the doctors or the health field. But yeah, Red 40 is known not only to cause ADHD in children and adults, but it also causes Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis. And you're like, what, Crystal? Yeah, they've been testing it in lab rats because you know how humans are just gross people. But yeah, they've been testing it and come to find out, yeah, it caused Crohn's disease in rats. And guess what my continuous diet was back in the day? I love Doritos, especially Cool Ranch. That was my favorite. I drank Mountain Dew like it was water. It's full of it. Everything that I loved and that I consumed heavily when I was diagnosed with Crohn's, that's what I was doing. Eating shrimp fried rice all the time. Like, I mean, any unclean, gross thing that you could possibly think of, I was just shoving in my face because it's, it's FDA approved, right? And it's crazy how some people can drink Mountain Dew like water, like you're a fish or something, and just ingest the most gross stuff or smoke cigars and inhale it their entire life and never get COPD, never get Crohn's disease. It's just, you're blessed. And I tell people all the time who don't suffer from any type of chronic pain, stop bitching about stupid stuff, okay? Really be patient and enjoy your life. Be thankful that you're not suffering, that you're not wearing an ostomy bag. Yes. So let's get back to my health journey. So 1998, I'm just fighting to stay alive. I finally get on with the state, which has health benefits, so I can start receiving the right medication. So back then it was like prednisone and Pentasa. Like I was taking 4 pills, I was taking 8 pills 4 times a day on top of supplements, on top of all this other stuff. They didn't want to give me pain medication because they were afraid of me. My doctor was so afraid of me getting addicted. And at the time, I didn't understand why he was doing me. I thought he hated me. I was just like, why will you not give me pain medication? He said, your pain is going to let me know what is wrong with you. If you stay peeled up, Crystal, you will not be alert to know if there's a perforation. I didn't understand that then. I was just so victim. I'm so thankful that he didn't do that. I'm really thankful because I could have ended up like a lot of these people, addicted to opioids. I'm just striving. I'm working every day. I tried to get on disability. I got denied. Just ridiculous stuff that I didn't understand at the time. I really just thought the universe was just out to destroy me. I'm still begging and pleading to God to heal me, but still at the same time accepting my fate. By the time 2004 came along, I'd already had my second child. I was 118 pounds. Very thin. Maybe I can throw these pictures in the video to show you how bad it was. I ended up having a hysterectomy because of the dermoid cyst that January. And then by October of 2004, because I had him in July 2nd, 2003. So by January, it already developed a dermoid cyst, got rid of that. And then by October of 2004, my baby had just turned 1, and I had a Remicade infusion treatment. It was October 11th. Or 12th, I can't remember. It was one of those days. It's a blur because it was really bad. Right after my Remicade infusion treatment, it was crazy because the Remicade would work for only a week. Literally. You'd take it, first 2 weeks I'd be sick. And then by the 3rd week, I started feeling okay. And then by the 4th week, it's like it just didn't work for me. None of the medications worked for me. But yeah, I took a Remicade infusion treatment. A week before that happened, though, I was puking up water. Like anything I ate would come right back up. I was in excruciating pain. And after the Remicade infusion treatment, I went to my mom's house and I got in her bathtub and I just sat in there and I begged her. I'm like, Mommy, do you have any Lortabs? Do you have any pain pills? I need something. I was in so much pain. My chest was hurting. I knew something was wrong, but I hated going to the hospital because I always got admitted. If you suffer from any type of illness, you know what I'm talking about. It's just like, oh, God, I hate it. I try to avoid it like the plague. Well, my sister looked at me and she's like, I think we need to call 911, Crystal. And I was like, no, just let the pills kick in. So I had 8, 4 or 5 Lortabs, and it was not working. I get out of the bathtub, I see myself in the mirror, and I'm literally gray. I wish I had something I could show you of how gray I was. I was super death gray, okay? Dead gray. And I saw myself in the mirror, and all the color had gone from me, and I was like, call 911. So I called 911. But what's so crazy that day, I was emailing. Yeah, we were emailing. I was emailing people, and it gave the vibe of peace, like I was just saying goodbye. The ambulance comes, paramedics come, they get me in there, and they're putting morphine in me. And they can see it's not touching it. No pain medicine's touching what's happening to me. He's like, can you explain to me what's wrong? I said, my chest hurts really, really bad. He said, well, the EKG doesn't look like you're having a heart attack or anything. You seem fine. And I was like, I couldn't move. I couldn't talk. I couldn't breathe. The pain in my chest was so bad. So I get to the ER, and it's a shift change. So if you're in the medical field, I guess you know what that means. So they left me on a gurney in the hallway. The paramedics was afraid to leave me. They were supposed to leave me. And the paramedic sat there, and he's like, I'm not leaving you. And he just kept giving me medicine because he could see that I was suffering. And my sister was with me, and she's like, what the F is going on? Why are these nurses just standing around her looking at her and not checking on her? And the paramedic said it's a shift change. She said, well, God forbid they got to work just a little bit fucking longer. Stacy cutting up made me laugh. That was funny. Stacy's hilarious. But I couldn't laugh. But inside, my spirit was dying laughing because she is so freaking funny. And she was like shooting shots at these nurses. Well, this isn't nothing like the fucking show ER. And just giving them hell. And I was laughing. And then things took a turn for the worse. I started puking up bowel. Shit. For those who don't know what bowel means. I was puking up bile and gagging and just literally convulsing. So now the nurses come running over. They're like, oh, no, here, use this. Don't do that. I mean, and Stacy said, if you got to puke shit on the floor, do it to get these bitches to come help you. Do what you got to do, girl. And I was literally convulsing right there. So then all of a sudden, I pass out. Like, I can hear things going on, but I couldn't wake up and I couldn't hear anything. And I see myself leave my body, okay? This is after the convulsing and everything. I wasn't in pain anymore. First I was cold, and then it was just peace. I didn't feel no pain. And I can literally see the ceiling. And when I say ceiling, like I could feel myself going up. I didn't see a light. I didn't see a tunnel. I didn't see any of that. I was just leaving. Okay, I was dipping out. My spirit was like, this pain is too much for me, boo. I can't do it. So all of a sudden, now I'm a Christian at the time. So, you would say this is blasphemous as a Christian. Like, this is absolute disrespect to God. But I didn't give a fuck. I just had a baby, okay? And I was like, this is why I believed in the devil. Don't let the devil win. It's like if I had God in front of me, I was literally yoking God up like this and just freaking shaking God. I was like, you gonna let me go out like this? I ain't going out like this. I don't deserve it. I just had a baby. I'm not gonna leave my children. I refuse. This is the will and the power of the soul. Instantly, I fell back into I jumped. Like I fell back into my body. And I jump up out of it and I grab my sister and I grab her. I was like, don't let me die. I'm dying. And I just went out. And so now I hear her. I'm out. I'm knocked out, but I can hear everything around me. She's screaming and crying, saying, somebody help my sister. Somebody help me. So finally a dumbass nurse comes, and I said dumbass nurse because, again, they watched me. They said they did nothing. They just sat there and looked at me. Didn't check on me or nothing. I have insurance, by the way. Great insurance. A nurse comes running over. What's wrong? And she's like, my sister has Crohn's disease, and I think she's dying. You know what this nurse said? She has Crohn's disease? They never checked my chart. They never asked the paramedics while I was there. They never talked to my sister. They just sat there and stared at me and tried to, oh my freaking God. So these are the ER nurses at the hospital I was at. Not my amazing nurses that took care of me afterwards, but the ER nurses were trash. And I will say that to their freaking face if I ever see them. You almost let me die. That's not your job, boo-boo. So now the nurses are calling doctors. So now they're getting me in to get a CT scan and an x-ray and all these things. And I'm going in and out of consciousness. And I don't know what the freaking's going on. So the next thing I remember, a doctor said, Crystal, you have a perforation in your bowel, which is leaking. You have a perforation in your intestines. So a tear in my intestines was leaking infection and shit into my bloodstream, which was going to my heart, which is why my chest was hurting. I was dying. Very septic, beyond septic. He said it was a slow leak for a week is what he's seen. He said, and just bust open today. And so, yeah, I am a walking miracle. I have literally died and came back, okay? So now I'm just, from what Stacy said, from what she was seeing, she said, I just kept getting knocked out. Like I would wake up and I was just in and out. She's like literally going into shock. And then I hear this little woman, old woman, I can hear her. And she said, what's wrong with her? And Stacy's crying. It's my little sister. She's like, my sister's dying and they're not helping her and I don't know what to do. And so she went, hey. And so I opened my eyes and I'm laying on my left and she's so short, but I can see her face to face. And she said, hey. And I was like, hey. She's like, do you mind if I can pray? Can I pray for you? And I said, please, because I couldn't talk. I was in so much pain. All I could do is whisper. She lays her hands on me. It's like God was like, send someone to calm this girl down and let her know she's going to be okay. This is faith. And yes, I do believe in God. I do believe in Creator. For those who act like I'm with the devil, just go away. But anyway, she prays over me and she says, how do you feel now? And I said, better. She said, you're going to be okay. Well, you couldn't tell me nothing after that. With the septic, with my heart trying to stop, you couldn't tell me nothing. And I believed her. I believed her. Because for one, I died and came back. So I knew I was supposed to be here. And I knew I wasn't going anywhere. So the next thing I remember, my sister says, they got you a room. I'm not leaving you. I'm not leaving you until I know you're in a room. Because my sister had been working all day, and she had been with me all night. This girl had not slept. Love you, Stacy. Whew, that's my baby. Well, they get me in a room. I don't remember anything after that. And then the next thing I remember, I was surrounded by a team of doctors, and it was Dr. Hamrick, my surgeon. And he looks at me, he says, Crystal, I will be performing you need emergency surgery. I'm the one that's going to be performing your surgery. And so I'm 20-something, 27, 28, I can't remember. Doesn't matter. We're in 1975. That's all y'all need to know. And I remember being terrified of having an ostomy. I didn't want that. And I start crying. I said, am I going to have a ostomy bag? And he said, yeah, maybe. Yeah, probably. And I just started crying and begging him. I said, I don't want an ostomy bag. I don't want that. He said, let's worry about saving your life first. That's what's more important. So the doctors see me as dying. I was dying, okay? They take me back to surgery, emergency surgery. And it's crazy. As I'm going out, I see my best friend. I see Stacy. I see my mom. I see everyone. I see Christian's dad. Everybody's there. And they're kissing on me, and they're like, can we kiss her? And they're like, yeah, you can kiss her. And they're loving on me and stuff. And I go back to surgery. Again, death is not an option. I'm not thinking about death. I'm devastated about an ostomy bag right now. But again, this is how my spirit is. It's just hilarious. I wake up in ICU. And I can't remember who was there. It's such a blur. It might have been my mom. It might have been my sister. But with that being said, they'll only allow like 2 people at a time back there. So I think it was my mom and my sister. And Dr. Hamrick told my family that he did all he can do. That it was a touchy situation. And now we just had to wait. He said, because there was so much infection and bile in my blood, he didn't think I was going to make it. So he let my family know that she's probably not going to pull through. But we'll see. And he removed over 1 foot of my small and large intestines combined. That's how infected I was. Well, my sister looks at my family and friends. She said, okay, everything he just said, we're going to forget that shit. And we're going to go in here and we'll lie to Crystal. We'll lie right in her face. I don't care what he said. We're going to lie and we're going to tell her that he removed all the bad infection from her body and she's going to be fine and she's going to come out of this. Because Stacy worked in the medical field and she's seen how patients, once you told them they were dying, they died. She's like, you can't let them know that. They got to know that they're going to be okay. Even if they are dying, don't tell them. So Stacy comes into the ICU and she's like, oh yeah, the doctor removed all that nasty intestines and you're going to get fat and sassy and you're going to feel so much better after this, and just spoke life over me is what my sister did. She was speaking life over me. My mom went into complete denial and was like, oh yeah, she's going to be fine. When I say delusion really works for people. Delusion sometimes helps you, especially with manifestation. So mom's telling her, oh yeah, Crystal's going to be fine. She's like, I refuse to believe that you were going to die. So mom and my sister were on team life for me. And I'm so grateful. So anyway, I'm in ICU for like a week. And my nurse said, how much can you handle seeing blood? I was like, oh, I'm pretty good at it until I had my oldest son and something changed. And now I get a little grossed out. She's like, well, you might want to turn away. I got to clean your wound. She said, they left you open. I was like, what do you mean they left me open? She said, just in case they had to go back in because Dr. Hamrick didn't think he was going to make it. It was so bad. So she opens my bandages and I see my intestines. The whole thing that's holding my gut together are these brackets that they had sewed into me, just holding my gut in together. So all my guts wouldn't spill out, or what guts I had left. I see that, and I asked Dr. Hamrick. He comes in with his team of surgeons, and I was like, why didn't you close me up? Why would you leave me open like that? He said, just in case I had to go back in there, Crystal, you were really bad off. And you're still bad off. You're still not a good situation. We have to make sure you're going to be okay. So I was in the hospital for about 2 weeks. I got out of ICU. They sent me to a regular room. The nurse didn't hook me up to my machine because she was busy. And then I started convulsing again and puking up stuff. And so I had a central line right here. People always think it's a hickey. It's not. It's a literal right here where my central line was. And that central line was my nutrition, was my medicine, was everything. And that's what I had for like 2 weeks. I had stuff up my nose, coming out my neck. I had things coming up. I mean, it was insane. Like stuff was getting pulled out of my nose. So disgusting. And then I had the nutrition and the drugs and everything right here. I had so many IVs and so many things hooked up to me. It was horrible. Terrifying. Not to mention I was gray still. I never got my color back. I didn't get my color back yet. When I saw myself in the mirror, because I had to go use the bathroom, I didn't have an ostomy at the time. I was shook of. And, people would come in like, you look good. But I could see it in their face. I knew they were lying. So when I finally saw myself, like, you little liars. But I see why they did it. It's encouragement to speak life, right? I made it a point. I was like, I'm going to get the hell out of here. I am not going to be here on my birthday. I was out of there by October 25th. I got the hell out of that hospital. Dr. Hamrick, every time he came in with his little team of surgeons, he's like, God, isn't it amazing how well she is doing? Isn't it amazing? He knew I was he just knew for a fact that all his years I was done. But I'm still here. So I got out. I got out of the hospital. I beat the odds. I am grateful to still be alive. So let's fast forward. How stress plays a huge role in how Crohn's is exasperated, okay? It's exasperated through stress, not just bad food. Stress will cause you, that's the quickest way for me to get sick, is to be upset about something. So it taught me to control my emotions and to not let things piss me off to the point where my body implodes on itself and I become sati and just incinerate myself, right? So let's fast forward. I'm doing okay. But because of certain relationships I have around me, I get sick again. And I mean sick. This time, I start developing fistulas and fissures and stuff. And I had, again, TMI. This is bad. So if you can't handle it, don't watch. But I developed a rectovaginal fistula. And I had fistulas inside of me and outside of me. Around my, how can I do this without YouTube deleting my stuff? Around my vaginal area, around my groin, around my pubic area, I had fistulas, which means these are painful little tunnels that your body creates to remove infection, okay? Our body are these little beautiful mechanisms, like it's a machine. It's crazy how this thing works. It is truly a temple. So not only was I using bathroom out my, I was also using it out my front. You get what I'm saying now? And it was disgusting and painful. I was in so much pain. Like I had it around the taint area, around my lips, like it was coming out of all areas of my life. I tell you, I felt like Job. I was Job. I've never felt so disgusting and gross. I felt like God hated me. Like I just did not understand. Like, why is this happening to me? And this is what you go through when you suffer from a disease. It's just like, no matter how hard I try, I keep getting knocked down. And you get to the point where you're like, am I even supposed to be here? Am I fighting a losing battle? That's how it feels. Like when you suffer from cancer or lupus or anything horrific like that, and you're fighting every day to stay alive, and you keep getting knocked down, it's hard. So, sorry guys. So I made a decision to have my first sigmoidostomy because I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't take the pain anymore. And I felt disgusting anyway. And I thought no one's ever going to love me. No one's ever going to want me with an ostomy bag. I really thought this. I thought I already had issues with my appearance. And due to men, boys being mean. Man, let me explain something to you. This BBL crisis that's happening, that's your fault. You can sit there and blame, the media or whatever. No. I was made fun of my entire life for not having an ass. So, you make fun of women that don't have juicy booties. They're born blessed. and you dog these women out consistently and you make fun of them and punch down on them, that's what you get. You get these insecure women out here that think they got to go get surgery all the freaking time. I was one of them. I was going to do it myself until I found out you had to go to the gym about it. Like, why the hell would I do that? Anyway, let's get back to the story. So I agreed to have a sigmoidostomy. I did good for a while, from 2007 to 2012. And then I had an issue with my previous employer, and had a really stressful situation happen. And I developed, my ostomy used to be right here. I developed a fistula over top of that. And the doctor told me it was caught in a fat pocket. He said, because if it wasn't caught there, I would have been septic and died again. So in 2013, I made a decision, because I had no choice. I had no choice whatsoever in this, to have a total proctolectomy. I removed my colon, my entire large intestines, and my rectum. It was ate up with Crohn's. I was so ate up. Now remember, in 2004, I had a lot of my small intestines removed. So I have a tiny little bit of intestine stuff. I barely had enough for this ileostomy that I have right now. Julian. So all I'm saying is, since then, and after I had the ileostomy done, they did a camera, because they can't do a colonoscopy anymore. I don't have a colon. So they take a camera pill, and I swallow it, and it comes out of my ostomy bag. It is crazy. You literally see my ostomy bag blinking. My Crohn's nurse called me, upset, saying I was riddled with Crohn's. This is right after the surgery. So it attacked the new intestines. And I've had people ask me, they say, well, can you get a transplant? Well, I asked my new doctor, my new gastrologist here in New York, and he said that would be a last-ditch effort to save my life. He would never just give me a transplant. He said, because for one, he said, you've had so many surgeries, and I have. I've had C-section, hysterectomy, resection, sigmoidostomy, ileostomy. Yeah, my gut's been cut open at least 5 or 6 times. That no doctor wants to touch me. I have gallstones. I need my gallbladder removed. They don't even want to deal with it right now. I've been diagnosed with stage 3 kidney disease because of Crohn's disease. Crohn's disease has caused so much. But I say this is like a fucking cancer. That's what it is. And I know people with Crohn's disease don't have the problems I have. Don't you dare. Listen to what I just told you and the suffering I have gone through since 1998. Yes, I'm still alive. But the pain and the surgeries and the misery that I have gone through, the only reason why I'm still here is because, for one, my boys keep me alive. My family and friends keep me alive. Their belief in me, their push in me keeps me alive and keeps me here. If it was not for them, I would have dipped out a long time ago. No one wants to live like this. No one wants to live like this. You don't want to live like this, to where I can't be out in public for too long unless there's a restroom near. If there's no restroom near me, I could risk this thing. I mean, and thank goodness I have a bag, because when I didn't have a bag, it was a lot worse. So at least this catches it, but it fills up. Like I have a high output, as they call, So please value your health. Please take care of yourself. Look up Red 40 and really look at it. It's hard to find it when they don't want to tell you, but yeah, it's killing us. And the FDA approved it. So let me explain to you what Crohn's disease is. I have paperwork, and then I'll explain to you about Shilajit and how it's been doing wonders for me. I'm happy. Crohn's disease is a chronic inflammatory bowel disease, IBD, that primarily affects the gastrointestinal tract. It also affects your eyes too, and your teeth. My teeth are falling out. Like all my back teeth, I'm losing them. Like, I'm losing them because of Crohn's. People are like, oh, you drink a lot of pop? No, I drink water and coffee. That's all I drink. And dentists don't get it. Well, you need to do this more. I've had feelings just pop out of my head. They just pop out because this is part of the symptoms I have. Your digestive tract, which can lead to a variety of symptoms and complications. Here are some key points about Crohn's disease. The symptoms of Crohn's disease can vary from person to person. But common symptoms include abdominal pain, diarrhea, fatigue, weight loss, loss of appetite, and rectal bleeding. In some cases, individuals may also experience complications such as fistulas. We spoke about that. Abnormal connections between organs, tunnels, abscesses, and strictures, narrowing of the intestines, which that happened to me in 2004, which is why my intestines ruptured. I had a blockage. The exact cause of Crohn's disease is unknown. Oh, it's known. It's the government making the shit. Putting food dye and chemicals and... All right. But is believed to involve a combination of genetic, environmental, and immune system factors. I'm the only person. They say it's, you pass it down from family to family. My family is known for having colon cancer. I'm the first person in my family to be diagnosed with Crohn's disease. No one in my family has it but me. And it stays with me. I'm taking it with me. This shit ends here. I'm not playing. Certain factors. Oh, this is a good one. But is believed to involve a combination of genetic, environmental, and immune system factors. Environmental. Where you're from. There's a bunch of people in Charleston, West Virginia with Crohn's disease. It's crazy. West Virginia, especially Kanawha Valley, ate it with it. They call it the Chemical Valley for a reason. Certain factors such as family history of the disease. My family's never had it. Smoking. I've never smoked cigarettes. I don't smoke cigarettes. And a malfunctioning immune system. I'll take that. May increase the risk of developing Crohn's disease. Diagnosing Crohn's disease involves a combination of medical history evaluation, physical examination, laboratory tests, imaging studies such as endoscopy or colonoscopy, and sometimes a biopsy of the affected tissue. It is important to rule out other conditions with similar symptoms such as ulcerative colitis. The goal of treatment for Crohn's disease is to control inflammation, relieve symptoms, and prevent complications. Treatment options may include medications such as anti-inflammatory drugs, immune system suppressors, or biologics. Did you hear that? Immune system suppressors. So when you have an inflammatory disease like Crohn's or ulcerative colitis, your immune system, which is supposed to protect you, attacks you. My immune system is attacking me instead of fighting off the dis-ease, which is why we get sick, which is why we get colds and flus and stuff. Like, I hate wearing masks. I fucking hate wearing a mask. I can't breathe in those things. But for my health, I have to wear it. So, of course, the anti-vaxxers are like snubbing at me. I don't give a fuck about y'all. I'm protecting myself. This has nothing to do with COVID. This has which I've had several times. It is real, by the way. It is real. It's killed people. So instead of saying it's not real, how about you say it was made by the WHO to eliminate people? How about you say that, anti-vaxxers? Quit attacking people. You're not better than anyone else. I had to say that because I'm just so sick of humans who don't know what the hell they're talking about, think they're doing something. They're always promoting division and fear and shit instead of uplifting and healing. Ugh. And pro-vaxxers too. Like you're no better than them. You're just fighting each other. You're just a bunch of sheep just sitting there thinking you're better than everybody. It's gross. Anyway. Where was I? The anti-inflammatory drugs and the immune suppressors like Humira and all that stuff and biologics. It's killing people too, by the way. Right now I'm on Skyrizi. And to be honest, it's not helping me. You know what's helped me? Meditation. Literally, meditation. Dr. Joe Dispenza, look him up. He's amazing. Dietary changes, which I'm working on right now. Nutritional supplementation. That is a big thing. If you have Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis, I have something called short bowel syndrome, which my doctors didn't believe I had, which is crazy because I don't have bowels. Like I don't have much left. So now that's ruled out. I have been diagnosed with short bowel syndrome, which is causes tachycardia. It will cause you to lack nutrition, which will make you sick. I have severe dehydration. My fingers will wrinkle up like I've been in water. That's how dehydrated I get. It is ridiculous. Oh my God, I hate this stuff. And in some cases, surgery to remove damaged portions of the intestine. Because if you don't remove the damaged portion of the intestines, that's where you get the perforation and the tear. Management. In addition to medical treatment, individuals with Crohn's disease may benefit from lifestyle modifications to manage their symptoms. This may include following a specific diet, such as the low residue or low FODMAP. Is that FODMAP? I don't know. Diet. Never heard of that. Managing stress, meditation, breathing, getting regular exercise. Got to do that. Not doing it. And avoiding triggers that worsen symptoms. Stress is my biggest trigger. Complications. Crohn's disease can lead to various complications, including intestinal strictures, fistulas, abscesses, malnutrition. I have suffered from all that. And an increased risk of colorectal cancer. I don't have a rectum now. I don't got to worry about it. That's what my doctor says. He's so funny. I love Dr. Shop. He said, well, you don't have to worry about colon cancer now or rectal. I was like, right? Shit's gone. No colon, still rolling. Regular monitoring and follow-up with healthcare professionals are important to detect and manage these complications. It's important for individuals with Crohn's disease to work closely with their healthcare team to develop a personalized treatment plan and to receive ongoing support and management of their condition. Now let's talk about red dye 40. This is a long podcast. I hope y'all are here for the shenanigans. Now, I got this from the internet, so here we go. According to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, red dye 40 is safe to consume and has been included on a list of 9 food coloring agents that can be used in food without causing health problems. Remember that. Remember I just said. Remember that, all right? Europe has removed red 40. There's a lot of countries that have removed red 40. Not old USA, though. For those that say go somewhere else, I will. Turtle Island's mine. But the people running Turtle Island, it's not a vibe. Not a vibe at all. However, some studies have linked artificial food dyes like red dye 40 to hyperactivity, including ADHD. Some studies show a link between dyes increased ADHD or hyperactivity in children. And other studies show an improvement in behavior and attention once the dyes were eliminated. Yeah, I walked away from Doritos, especially Cool Ranch ones. Still, more research is needed. Currently, the U.S. doesn't ban any artificial food dyes. Are you shook up? Are you shocked? I'm not. However, a recent study suggests that frequent and long-term exposure to red dye 40 may cause inflammatory bowel diseases, IBDs, including Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis. The study found that the additive directly disrupts the gut barrier and increases the production of serotonin, or hormone or neurotransmitter found in the gut. The reaction changes the gut microbiome, leading to increased susceptibility to inflammatory bowel conditions. The FDA has not yet banned red dye 40, but it is important to note that ingredients are listed on food labels by weight. I don't even trust the ingredients. They lie. They take shit out. I mean, look what they did to the Bible. The key to avoiding dyes is label reading. Take note of foods that you are purchasing that have dye in them and find a healthy alternative. For example, if your cereal contains food dye, find one that doesn't and explain to your family why you made the switch. Teach your family to read labels to avoid food dyes. Y'all worry about counting calories and shit. We need to worry about food dyes. All right, so let me talk about Shilajit. I saw this on Instagram. I saw it, and I looked it up on Amazon. It was quite expensive, and I went, I'm going to put that on my wish list. I'm getting that payday. 2 weeks later, a lady reaches out to me and says, hey, we love your podcast and your platform. Would you mind sharing Shilajit? We'll give you it for free. And if you like it, you could talk about it, and they can use the link and da-da-da-da, and here we are, and now I'm talking about it. So I started using it. And first I didn't feel a thing, didn't see a difference, but I was sick. I've been sick since Thanksgiving. I had the vid again. And again, like I said, I've been suffering from depression really, really bad. Like I had this, I've been meditating, I've been journaling. I haven't been journaling like I should be, but I do journal. I will do it more. and really trying to release this pattern in me that's causing me to be stuck. And I just could not get this fog off of me. I had no energy. I was suffering from chronic fatigue. I was exhausted. I wanted to sleep and just hide from the world. And then this happened. So let me explain to you about this awesome, I love this resin. It looks like this. Hold on. I have a little reel out about it. But yeah, it's almost gone. It's resin. And you just take a tiny pea size and you just stick it in a warm beverage of your choice. Right now, I'm on coffee mode. Coffee is bae to me. All right. So Shilajit is a natural substance that is commonly used in traditional Ayurvedic medicine. It is believed to offer several potential health benefits, although scientific research don't care. Science don't care. Although scientific research is limited. Don't need your research. We don't need you grabbing it and stealing it and changing the ingredients and marketing out like you did cigarettes. We don't need you. Tobacco was a cool medicinal thing for rituals for us indigenous people before you took the shit and put all kinds of extra stuff like glass. Like what was that needed for? Anyway, so Shilajit, it's an energy booster. Facts. Shilajit is often used as a natural energy enhancer. It is believed to improve stamina, reduce fatigue, and increase physical performance. I agree. Anti-aging properties. Well, let's go because I'm 48 and I want to keep this face as long as possible. Anti-aging properties. Shilajit is rich in antioxidants, so is coffee and tea, which can help protect the body against oxidative stress and damage caused by free radicals. Crohn's. This may contribute to its potential anti-aging effects. Cognitive support. Let me tell you, I've had brain fog for about 5 years. Shilajit is thought to have neuroprotective properties and may help improve cognitive function. It is believed to enhance memory, focus, and mental clarity. My dreams, I'm remembering my dreams. They're so clear and vivid and crazy, and I always have them, I just don't remember. Immune system support. I am believing, this is my intention for Shilajit, that it's going to heal my immune system and that it works for me and not against me. That's how you do it, boo. All is mind. Shilajit is believed to strengthen the immune system and promote overall health and well-being. It may help the body fight against infections and diseases. I'm telling you, it's going to get rid of this shit. It's going to destroy Crohn's disease, anti-inflammatory effects, all the things that and people have been using this for centuries. I just heard about it. It is insane. My friends have been using it in the spiritual community. Had no idea. I don't remember them even talking about it, but here they are showing their memories of when they, you know what, whatever. Let's go. Anti-inflammatory effects. Shilajit has been traditionally used to reduce inflammation in the body. It may help alleviate symptoms of inflammatory conditions such as arthritis and improve joint health. Sexual health benefits. Shilajit is often used as a natural aphrodisiac and is believed to improve sexual performance and fertility in both men and women. Nutritional support. Shilajit is rich in minerals and trace elements that are essential for the body's overall health and functioning. It may help replenish nutrient deficiencies and support optimal nutrition. I suffer from malnutrition because I don't have a colon. I don't absorb nutrients like I do, supposed to. So this is a lifesaver. I thought there was more to these. I thought I printed it all out, but I guess I didn't. But yes, that's what we have so far with Shilajit. And I'm excited about it, and I'm going to use it for the rest of my days. And I will keep you updated on the progress and how I'm doing. I'm so excited. Not to mention, I'm taking Cleaver's tea for the kidney disease. And I bought some creamer last night, and it is delicious. It's from, is it Chobani? It's the yogurt company. Anyway, love it. I think I found my creamer. I think this is it. I think this is the one. I think this may be the one. It's so freaking good. I've had 2 cups of coffee. I won't drink any more coffee today. I'll just do tea, but I'm gonna add that creamer. So effing good. Anyway, let's do a tarot reading. I'm going to do tarot readings after my podcast. I just haven't been doing them. Let's make room. We will do a Celtic cross. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Great Father Spirit, Great Mother Spirit, for the blessings and the protection. Thank you, Pachamama, for your foundation and protection and the gift of food and water and life. Thank you, planets, for the lessons. Thank you, ancestors, for your wisdom. Ashe. Aho. Oh, there we go. They're popping out. What is this? Look, defending your purpose, defending your vision, defending. We got this 7 of Wands. After I shuffle these real good, we'll start pulling. So yeah, that makes sense. I'm defending myself. Crossing us. 5 of Pentacles. Health. Bad health. Foundation. 9 of Swords. Stress, insomnia, worry. All the bad shit in your head. Swords are thoughts and communication. Remember that. Okay. Recent past, the devil. This is so accurate. So the devil is Saturn. The devil is Capricorn. The devil is limitations, restrictions, addictions, time, things like that. What's crowning our energy? The Knight of Pentacles. The potential of something stable, something fortunate, wealth, health. Like I said, Pentacles deal with physical, okay? Earth signs, stuff like that. Near future, King of Wands, that's us in our energy. This is us healing ourselves, right? Attitude. The High Priestess. We're getting the downloads from our higher self. Yes. Yes. This is getting really good. Oh, environment is the Emperor. Aries energy. That's, oh my God, we are winning right now. We're in our taking control of our life. We're not victims anymore. Hopes and or slash fears. I'll say hopes. This is 8 of Wands. I call this good stress. This is so much good. All your manifestations coming to fruition. Everything coming at you at once. You may be traveling soon. Super excited. And then the stars are outcome. Healing. Refreshment. The star is just loving and beautiful. And under the deck energy is the sun. Look at this. The sun is warmth. It's growth. It's blessings. It's happiness. Look at this little baby. For those who are listening, I'm sorry. You'll have to watch this on YouTube. But yeah, this is success. This is joy. This is happiness. This is... So yeah, it all makes sense to me because we talked about our health. And we're coming out of the restrictions, the thoughts of, oh, I'm not going to make it. We're coming out of this. I'm getting sleep now. I still got to get up and use the bathroom every now and then. But before, I was getting up and using the bathroom like every hour, emptying my bag. Because if I don't, I'll make a mess in my bed. And we can't have that. And I've done that too many times. So, and another cool thing where I've had this dis-ease for so long, my mind is in complete control. And it's just doing the same thing. I don't sleep on my back. But I will find myself... my back will be hurting. I'll wake up laying on my back, and it's because my bag is so full. So my mind, my soul, will move my body to where I'm not laying my bag and can cause a leak. So yeah. And I'm sorry about all the noises, but then again, that is who I am. That is my Julian here making all these noises. I haven't eaten. It's hungry. I want to eat food, but I'm fasting right now. So, and when I fast, just like, oh, don't ingest sugar, don't do this, don't that. I liquid fast, meaning I give my guts a break from trying to digest and trying to do something. I love you. Thank you for listening to all my shenanigans, and I appreciate your time. And I'm so thankful for you. Thank you for being patient with me. I love you. Remember, we are magic. We are one. Bye.